Hey everyone, you want to hear some poems? Alright, first off, thank you all for the support with the double fundraiser. We've raised almost $500 of the $1,000 goal, and that has really helped. My new job got pushed back a couple weeks, so I am still asking for donations. And remember, I'm matching every dollar donated with the donation to the Oregon Food Bank in December. So if you can help out, check the details in the description. Thanks. Alright, let's do some poems. Given the spooky season, I think we should start with a classic, The Stitcher Witch. The Stitcher Witch of Saratoga skimps out on the screams. Instead, she spreads dread by threading magic in the seams. A merchant on the move with a montage of modern fashion and a charming story about trying to make a living out of passion. But cough up coin with caution. These colors come with curses, dresses with hexes, vexing vests and pretty perilous purses. Spell-drenched sarongs, voodoo hoodies and haunted hats, double-damned duster jackets and sacrilegious slacks. A man purchased some gloves with clear mischief on his mind. Now they can never come off, he has to wear them all the time. A lady lifted a little lace longing to lure her lovers, but now beds fill up with sand when she's underneath the covers. A businessman rushed in to buy a birthday bonnet for his poor wife, and he won't say why, but now he cries it was the worst mistake of his whole life. Her customers get receipts, but they don't really know the price, and she's careful not to set up shop in the same place twice. Support your local artisans, it's true, they're not that rich. But spare the silver, should you sight upon the Stitcher Witch. I've always really liked that one. Next up, keeping with the creepy theme, let's check in on a very scary planet. Jupiter. It may seem far away, I know, but today Jupiter betrayed Io. Europa and Ganymede electing it was time to feed on carefree cousin Callisto. Poor Callisto. At first it might not bother you. After all, what could you do to impair or interfere with the affairs of the spheres? You might not even miss, oh, poor Callisto. But grab a nerd and pull them near, and ask about the math and hear how the apparent force involved no calculator seemed to solve, and wonder just what gripped a hold of poor Callisto. And what else might fall within the reach when the Titan decides to feast? Will Earth and Mars become a snack, or are we lucky to be far back from the monster planet picking on poor Callisto? If Jupiter ever starts eating planets, guys, I'm just gonna freak out. Next up, a dialogue with a classic monster of myth, Medusa. This is Gorgon's guest. "Don't look," she said. "It's not hair on my head, but snakes ready to petrify. It's a terrible curse, and to make things worse, I can't turn it off even if I try." The traveler protested. "I'm too invested. I've come too far to turn away. I'm here to be introduced to the great Medusa, and no witchcraft will block my way. I have appreciation for your determination, but it's clear you don't understand. My foyer is full of fellows and fools who are all stoned now, down to a man. I know to be wary of your statuary, but I come with a little surprise. When you appraise me, it will not faze me, for I am no man, and I have no eyes." Alright, next up, something a little bit more personal. This is just a little thing I wrote this morning thinking about my anxious thought loops. I hope you enjoy it. It's called Review. I'm living somewhere between past and present, between stressing and the act of extracting lessons from the penitentiary of my recent memory, sifting the salt to pull gems from the sediment. I'm hesitant to admit how much I do it. Live a little life and then I pause to review it, scrubbing through the footage one frame at a time in my mind to define every angle to it. Call it anxiety or call it being prepared. It's a puzzle mind predicament, I'm pretty well aware. So don't mind me for a minute, I'm just crunching for clues, making new views of what was already there. And finally, I want to share a tribute to my wonderful partner, Abby, that I call Storyteller Love. She told him a story about an early life lonely. He told her a story about years spent holy, and the tears that flow wet a bed of roses where a love began to blossom, and they both know this. He used to be the one she wondered if she'd ever find. She used to be the mystery lover running through his mind. Now they had the names and faces taking up each other's roles, excited as they turned the pages, seeing where the story goes. She tells him a story about a shell that she came out of. He tells her a story about a pretty girl he is proud of. She tells him a story about seeing a secret artist in the times when his own stories were becoming hardest. They tell each other stories stories about the future and the past, the real and the imagined, the small and the vast. If you go back all the way to the earliest chapters, you'll find two protagonists in separate disasters. Once they party up, the plot finally makes sense. The prologue was worth it to find the present tense, and the future has trials and challenges galore, but they'll be telling one story together evermore. Thank you so much if you listened to the poems today. I'd love to hear what you thought about them. I'd love to hear if you want to see me do more of this kind of thing. And again, if you can contribute to the Double Fundraiser, I'd really appreciate your help. Thank you, everybody. See you again soon.